Hello, all you positive heads out there. It's so good to be back with all you beautiful reflections of the one source consciousness that creates and animates all things. If you're new to this podcast, of course, we are super happy to have you here, and we just ask that you bring an open mind and heart to your listening experience and to be prepared to explore vantage points that I'm convinced will help shift or solidify your current understanding of the ultimate nature of reality in a way that is extremely empowering. Speaking of exploring powerful perspectives, I'm super excited to announce the release of my very first book, The Golden Key: Modern Alchemy to Unlock Infinite Abundance. If you're ready to alchemize the circumstances in your life so that your abundance expands to an entirely new level in 2021, head over to goldenkey.gift to download the audio or ebook as my gift to you by using the code POSITIVEHEAD. All right, all you positive heads, welcome, welcome. Here we grow again. It is a fantabulous Friday here in the studio as I record, and I am forever grateful to have the opportunity to connect and share and grow together. I hope you are just enjoying the moment, the now moment, whatever now moment you're in, whenever you're in. I always trip out when I think about someone could be listening to this 1,000 years from now, or maybe 1,000,000, who knows? Maybe 1,000,000,000. Should I keep going? No, I'll stop there. You get the point. So what do I want to talk about today? Well, I want to talk a little bit about gaining deliberate control of what we're emitting. And this, my Groundhog Day growth opportunity, which means it's your Groundhog Day growth opportunity, or you wouldn't be tuning in to me talking about it because that which is like unto itself is drawn, right? Water seeks its own level. So we are in the same pool, my friend, same vibrational pool. And so I'll share a little bit. I've had, those of you who've listened for a long time, you know about the Mystic Manor and co-living space where I live. And so it's always an interesting hodgepodge of transformation and, opportunity for bumping up against others and to experience growth. And, it's been really, really calm, cool, and collective here for a while, for the most part. There has been someone here who's maybe the most challenging energy. This particular person, they're about to leave, but they're here for a while, and they're just having their own issues. There's some trauma there, and just kind of like a little bit of a dark cloud energy, which isn't the vibe I dreamed of, but it is. I am also aware enough to know it's an opportunity for growth, right? And so with this particular person, what's interesting is we've kind of, me and, my partner Karen helps to run the place. And we've really been over backwards for this person and made a lot of exceptions and special considerations. And kind of no matter what we do, there's like this sort of air of disgruntledness and unhappiness and agitation. And, it's not, it's internal, right? It's all within, but nonetheless, we're subjected to it, by virtue of being in the same field and living together, right? So what was interesting is like in the last night, I needed a favor from her, kind of a last minute favor. And what was interesting is the days before, we had done like a bunch of things for her. She fell and hurt herself running, and I stopped everything and took her to the urgent care, and just did a bunch, just a lot of bending over backwards for this person the whole time they've been here, in a lot in the last few days. And so I asked for a favor, very small favor from my perspective. Instantly shut it down. Nope, can't help you out. That 10 seconds is too much to ask. And I instantly, at first, and this is happening over a text message. So, I really appreciate text messaging because it gives that time to breathe, that creating space. Whenever someone is really agitating you, because my instant reaction is like, oh my gosh, this person is such a jerk, right? Like we've done so much and our ask is so little. And then it's like, oh, luckily there's time to like, okay, hold on. This is the opportunity, right? Whenever you can see this sort of entitlement or judgment about how someone is or isn't showing up, or, this feeling of this isn't just, this isn't the right thing. And it's so good to have a little bit of space from it and to control my nervous system and my output and reaction and to be proactive. And I found, for me, being pretty fiery and passionate person, time is my best friend, right? And creating space. So because this has just come up for me, last night and even a little bit this morning, with this, I was out at dinner with a group of friends. We asked for a favor for someone to who was with us who wanted to look at the room. This person's about to move out, and like, oh, they're in town. They don't live close. Can we just come home from dinner and peek in real quick? Nope, can't do it. And it was just seemed so, jerky to me in that moment. So anyway, I kind of, was able to state, this doesn't feel great to me, and here's why. Obviously, you're entitled to say and react however you want. And it just allowed, instead of me being reactive and pointing the finger and making the person wrong, the opportunity to get into, sort of, well, here's my experience of, how I'm showing up for you and how you're showing up for me. And I was able to do it in a constructive way that could actually be of benefit to the person, instead of, biting their head off, right? And feeling so justified and righteous in what they should or shouldn't do. And so, yeah, I imagine that this is something that is or going to show up for each and every one of you, because it showed up for me, and we're all reflections around here. I just invite you to say to yourself now, okay, you can instantly know the patterns that you have for reactivity, right? Or to escalate things vibrationally and agitation, if with your partner or your child or your mother-in-law or your mom or your dad or, your neighbor, your coworker, whatever it is. We all know the patterns that we have, right? And so if you can check in this moment with that pattern and say, okay, I'm going to try something new. The next time this pattern rears its little head, I'm going to take a deep breath and create space. That is the, even if it's 5 seconds before I respond. You may not have the gift of if you have a text thing going, great. That really helps me to okay, create space, really think about the response. Don't jump to that reactive, typing so my fingers are going to fall off. Just chill a little bit and create space. And time is really your best friend with this. If it's something like that, and you can even take the space and have the wherewithal to say, hey, I'm feeling triggered a little and I want to take the space before I respond. Great. If you want to make the agreement with yourself that you're just going to take 5 seconds and a few deep breaths, great. Whatever it is, come up with some alternate variation on how you would normally deal with the tension that arises. That's my challenge to you. Figure out whatever that is. Figure it out now. Burn it in your brain. Repeat it to yourself so that when it comes up, whether in an hour, in a day, in a month, in a week, that you say, oh, here it is. Here's that opportunity. Okay, what was my agreement with myself that I'm going to do differently in order to navigate this? As Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about, by changing the way and the movements you make, those little changes can end up in a big difference down the road. So little shifts. So we're not asking you to move a whole mountain. Just come up with something that's slightly different that is in alignment with de-escalating things. And if you can really think of it as, even with this person, luckily I can't get far down the road to okay, this is an opportunity for me. And, I still was a little agitated and whatever. But my agitation and then my proactive communication with them there was no anger. There was truth. There was blunt truth, sort of holding up, here's my perspective. Here's my truth on what our interactions have been like and what this feels like to me. But it wasn't screw you, you're wrong, and I'm right, and how dare you, and I'm so righteous, right? So, yeah, just wanted to share that and offer that. And I believe this is by gaining deliberate control of how we emit. This is the game. This is, your vibrational beingness is your point of attraction, as is talked about in this little video clip I'm going to share here in a moment. And so our only job is to manage our vibration. I say it all the time. Well, when are you going to have the opportunity to manage your vibration in a way that's meaningful? When the rough seas come, right? And smooth seas never made for a skilled sailor. You came to be a skilled sailor. So let's I think it's really important when we're in a calm state to be able to set ourselves up. It's like being prepared, be prepared for, the race. You don't go run a marathon, you sign up one day and run it the next. You prepare before the test, right? So let's do a little preparedness. Let's repeat whatever it is that you land on, that you're going to do, that is a variation on what you would normally do and how you have historically reacted and responded. Let's come up with a new plan, and let's really burn it in our brains, our hearts, our minds, and then implement it, and then see what kind of difference it gets you. And what happens is then if you like the way it's making you feel, the way you gracefully navigated something when maybe you were justified to be pretty put off, right? This is actually where you're growing and expanding. And as a result, you're expanding your point of attraction. So it's like a roundabout way to really get what you want, which is more peace and, more positive energy flowing into your world, right? More, you want to be, a tree with solid roots. And this way, when the wind blows, it's like, there's a hurricane coming through. Well, my roots are so deep, whatever. It doesn't, I'm able to cope and deal with it in a way that creates peace, because that's what we're seeking, right? And this is just going to snowball energetically into all kinds of experiences that we really can't even foresee. The way this stuff, everything is connected to everything else, we don't even fully know. What we will see is if we can continue to be non-reactive and be more proactive, then we'll absolutely, without a doubt, I'm quite confident you will see things show up as you continue to get better at doing this and you work that muscle out. Then you're going to see the results and the fruit in your life that is encouraging you to continue down this new path. So with that being said, I'd like to take a moment and take a listen to Abraham riff about this. You get what you put out is the name of this clip. Take a listen.
Good morning. Good morning. We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree? Yes. It is co-creating at its best. We see you have dragged your physical bodies here. We have come without them. Co-creation at its best. You are more than you know that you are. Do you know that? Well, if you knew that, then that sentence would make no sense. You are more than you know that you are. There's no right answer to that, but we want you to know who you are. You are vibrational beings. Do you know that? Yes. Coming to know it. Is that a satisfying concept? Yes. Satisfying reality? Do you know that your vibrational beingness equals your point of attraction? Because you live in a vibrational universe, a universe that is responding to your vibrational output. So what you're putting out is what you're getting back. Law of attraction is certain about that. So are you comfortable in understanding that? Are you comfortable even when you have no control of your output? Come on. We're just playing with you a little bit about that, but that's really the point of our conversations in these gatherings, isn't it? To help you to, first of all, realize that you are a vibrational being, and next understand how it is that you offer your vibration, what causes it, and most important, really what we talk about all day every day, is how you can gain deliberate control of the vibration that you are emitting, because the vibration that you are emitting is what law of attraction is responding to. So it's easy to understand what the vibration is that you're emitting, because what's coming back to you always matches it, always. So you're getting what you're putting out, period. There are no other circumstances or conditions or factors that are involved, but it doesn't feel that way to you often, because what you're getting back sometimes isn't what you want to get back. So it's not pleasant for you to hear some smart aleck like us say, you create your own reality. If the reality that you're creating isn't pleasing, it just doesn't seem right. I would not have done this to myself. I'm certain there must be other factors. But the only factor involved, if that's what's happening, is that you're not understanding your output. You still haven't figured out how to measure it until it comes back, and then you'd rather assign other things to it. It was chance, or it was luck, or it was just a circumstance, a happenstance. Someone else did it to me. There were factors that were not in my control. And the reason that sometimes you think that there are factors not in your control is because you have allowed the momentum of your own output to be such that you are attracting unwanted factors, or sometimes wanted factors. You're attracting all of the factors. But sometimes the reason that you don't really accept easily that you are the reason that what's coming to you is coming to you is because the momentum of it has become such that you really can't make the relationship between what you're getting and what you're wanting, or even what you're getting and what you're thinking. Sometimes friends will say to us, physical friends will say to us, Abraham, it feels to me as if my thoughts are thinking me. I feel like an innocent bystander here. Things are just happening to me that I'm observing. And we think that's a really good place to start in this discussion, because most humans that we know, and we know all of them, most humans are offering their vibration in response to what they are observing. So it's a sort of perpetuation of what is that's going on, perpetuation of wanted and unwanted. But when you begin gaining true creative control of your own point of attraction, then you begin to understand that you can control not only your objects of attention in time, not immediately. You can't start doing it today on every subject, because there is a vibrational momentum going on subjects that is carrying you. And that's what makes you feel like you're not in control. But once you come to realize that the law of attraction is consistent, and that you are the one who is offering the vibration that law of attraction is responding to, and you begin trying some deliberate creation, thinking on purpose, and acknowledging that you are, and noting the only thing that will give you true information about what it is you are emitting, noting the way you feel, coming to understand that how you feel is a match to what you're emitting, and it's also a match to what's coming back. Once these things start falling into place for you, then you become easily the deliberate creator of your own experience. We'd like to remind you that you were before you are. You were vibrational beingness before you came to this body. But the word were isn't the right word, because while you were it, you still are it, even though you are this. In other words, the non-physical part of you certainly existed before that personality that is you was born into this time-space reality. But that non-physical part of you still exists, even though you are here. And the reason that we talk to you like that about it is because sometimes you affect a seeming unnecessary separation between that you and this you. And your emotions are all about that. that non-physical part of you who existed before you came into this body is now the furthest, most expanded vibrational part of you, because as you sift through life and know what you don't want, and therefore identify sometimes more vividly than others what you do want, you emanate a vibration that the larger part of you receives and becomes. So every time you ask for an improvement of any kind, the non-physical part of you becomes that improvement. You like that? Becomes that improvement. Now, the question that this gathering is really all about is, when that broader part of you becomes the improvement, are you becoming it too? And the answer to that question is usually no, not right at the beginning, because you launched the rocket out of contrast, and you're usually a vibrational match to the status quo. You're usually a vibrational match to what you've been observing, which is what caused you to launch the rocket. But it takes focus to become a match to what you want. In other words, when you are in a situation where more money would be beneficial to you, and you're feeling the discomfort of not having enough money, you're launching a rocket that is requesting more money. And the vibrational part of you becomes more prosperous, becomes a further vibrational match to the attraction of that abundance. But you usually don't immediately, in the request for more money, immediately begin to feel the prosperity that you've asked for, because it often is the not enoughness of money that has caused you to focus on that to begin with, and that's the vibration that you've got going on, and it is usually the vibration that you continue to perpetuate, because your physical reality that is being translated so clearly through your physical senses is so vivid to you. You're seeing it and hearing it and smelling it and tasting it and touching it. It's reality that has your attention. And we want to help you to give a little more of your attention to the reality that's in the making in terms of manifestation, rather than the reality that has already come into manifestation. So we're talking about momentum, because anything that is vibrationally active within you for a while gains momentum, and the more momentum it gains, the more reality you begin to observe around it, you see. So we are talking all day here today in vibrational terms. We're going to be talking to you about the way you can discern most accurately your vibrational frequencies. We're going to be talking to you about how you can discern your vibrational frequencies and then do something about it. But everything that we're going to be talking to you about today, with you about today, is that you are vibrational beings. You have a point of attraction. You have more ability to have control of your point of attraction than you've been exercising. We're going to demonstrate how relatively easy it is to gain control of your point of attraction. And then the real fun is going to be in the days that follow as a result of the resetting of your vibrational set point. That will happen here today. You're not going to be able to withstand the knowledge that we have about you. We know so clearly who you are and why you're here. And as you listen to us, even scantily, because we're persistent, as you listen to us, your vibration is going to move upward into the vicinity of who you are.
Your vibrational beingness is your point of attraction. The universe responds to your vibrational output. Gain deliberate control of what you're emitting. That's the game, right? If you're not understanding your output, if you don't like what's happening. Now, one of the things here that she says that I'd love to have the opportunity to ask her about sometime is this, I think there's a lot going into the experiences that we have. Like, we're putting out and we're getting back all the time. Yes, yes, yes. And there can be big events that I think your soul has as a soul contract to happen in your life that maybe you're not going to see a direct correlation to your vibrational offering. So for me, that's the one thing that she doesn't speak to a lot, or maybe she does. I'm gonna actually look for it and see if I can see her talking about this anywhere. Or maybe I'll get to ask her one day. But even when something is showing up that you don't think matches, what I would say is trust that process, trust the mystery, because the narrative and the story that you are a part of is much bigger than your measly few years on this life, and there's a lot of other vibrations playing into it. But certainly, what she's talking about, focusing on what we can do from where we're at with what we've got, is going to be the most important thing to do to affect things in a way that gives us what we think is best for us. Because see, that's the thing, is a lot of times things are going to come up that we wouldn't have chosen, but is actually, and that are really challenging, but it's actually the best thing for you. You just can't see it from the vantage point from where you're sitting, right? So you can't, and we don't want to continue to let our thoughts happen to us, right? We're going to happen to our thoughts. And yes, there's a vibrational momentum that's already carrying you from previous, momentum waves. But this is the path, creating space really to gain true creative control, like she's talking about here, and becoming that deliberate creator of your reality. We have so much ability to take control and take the reins of our life. Like she said here, you have so much more ability to control than you could possibly realize. And it's going to take your focus and in the resetting of your vibrational set point, right? This is the game. This is the job. The good news is you can do the job from right where you sit. You've got exactly what you need. You're always in the perfect place to launch you into the next greatest and greatest version of yourself. So stop judging the circumstances. They're there because they're perfect for you and you co-created them. So love it and get on with the job at hand, which is setting your vibrational set point, taking the reins in your life, being proactive instead of reactive. You can do it. Hey, if I can do it, you can do it. The intensity, I think of like my uncle, or even my dad. I mean, when he was younger, we could get really fired, but my uncle, like I think of a lot. It's just like, this sort of unbridled reactivity that can come out sometimes. And it's just like, I definitely have had to deal with that and overcome. It's been like taming the beast, right? If I can tame the beast, you can tame the beast. So yeah, you're doing it. I'm proud of you. And I have a song actually, with actually one of the friends that I was out with at dinner last night when I was dealing with this, who was on the show a while back, Nate Stein, AKA Equanimous music artist. And this is his new song. It's called Feel, and he's collaborating with a couple others here in the song. And yeah, it's a beautiful one. Hope you enjoy it. Till next time, journey well. Also, before we cue up today's song, as a quick reminder, don't forget to download the Golden Key audio or ebook as my free gift to you at goldenkey.gift using the Golden Key code POSITIVEHEAD. And please, if you enjoy my gift, leave a positive review on Amazon so others can unlock their lives with the help of the Golden Key as well.
Feel your energy.